AWS Services. An introduction. EC2 is a virtual server that provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud. You can choose your own configuration like operating system, RAM size, CPUs, and launch an EC2 instance, which is available to you to access remotely and deploy applications. Lambda is a serverless compute service. It runs your code in response to events and manages underlying compute resources needed for that. There are no servers you need to provision. Just write code and deploy. An example use case could be to implement a microservice as a Lambda function. Elastic Beanstalk is used to deploy and scale web applications without managing infrastructure. If you do not want to launch and manage EC2 servers for your web applications, you could use this service. You simply upload your application and Elastic Beanstalk will provision capacity, deploy your application, and monitor it. Lightsail is an easy to configure bundle of services for simple workloads. No underlying infrastructure or servers to manage here. For example, to set up WordPress or Magento quickly, you can use Lightsail. Wavelength brings AWS services to the edge of 5G networks. In other words, AWS compute and storage services are embedded within 5G networks, thereby providing mobile edge computing infrastructure for ultra-low latency applications. Batch enables you to run batch computing workloads, manage compute environments and job queues, allowing you to run thousands of jobs easily. With App Runner, you can quickly deploy containerized web applications from source code or container image. There is no infrastructure to manage. App Runner will build and deploy the application in containers, load balance the traffic, and scale as necessary. Therefore, running virtual servers, load balancers, and such are all abstracted away. While both App Runner and Elastic Beanstalk automate deployments, one difference is that App Runner runs containers behind the scenes. Outposts is a family of services that allow you to run native AWS services on premises for low latency, local data processing, and data residency needs, thereby providing a truly hybrid experience. Elastic Fabric Adapter is a network interface for EC2 instances to run high-performance computing and machine learning applications at scale. It is an optional EC2 networking feature that provides low latency inter-instance communication that is critical to scaling such applications. ECS or Elastic Container Service is a container orchestration service. It allows you to run Docker containers on AWS on EC2 instances. ECS Anywhere can run containers on customer managed infrastructure. For example, you could run container workloads on your on-premise servers. EKS, Elastic Kubernetes Service, is a container service to run Kubernetes applications. There is no need for you to manage, install, or operate Kubernetes. AWS manages Kubernetes control plane or nodes for you. Fargate is a serverless compute engine for containers compatible with both ECS and EKS. It eliminates the need to provision and manage servers for containers. Aurora is a relational database from AWS with full MySQL and Postgres compatibility. DocumentDB is a NoSQL document database. It stores JSON documents and is MongoDB compatible to an extent. DynamoDB is a key-value NoSQL database. It is designed to provide low latency and high performance for applications. It stores data in partitions. Keyspaces for Apache Cassandra is a managed Apache Cassandra compatible database service. You can run your Cassandra workloads on AWS without having to install or maintain Cassandra yourself. Neptune is a graph database that stores highly connected datasets like a social graph. It can process graph queries efficiently. RDS, Relational Database Service, is a managed service for RDBMS on AWS. It supports many database engines like MySQL, Postgres, Oracle, SQL Server, and so on. DMS, Database Migration Service, is used to migrate databases to AWS. For example, you could use it to migrate your on-premise database to a database on AWS, on EC2 or RDS. This requires virtually no downtime of the databases. TimeStream is a time series database service suitable for IoT and operational applications. It can store and analyze trillions of time series data points per day. Using its built-in time series analytics functions, you can identify trends and patterns in your data in near real time. MemoryDB for Redis is a durable in-memory database which is Redis API compatible. Elasticache is a distributed in-memory data store. It is a cache service on cloud. It supports two major caching engines, Redis and Memcached. S3, Simple Storage Service, is an object storage service. It stores data as objects in buckets. An object is nothing but a file and metadata associated with it. A bucket is a container for objects. EBS, Elastic Block Storage, are block storage volumes for use with EC2. You can mount these volumes on your EC2 instances as raw unformatted block devices. EFS, Elastic File System, is an elastic shared file system that supports NFS, Network File System. It can be mounted on multiple EC2 instances and it grows and shrinks automatically according to demand. Snow family are data migration devices. These physical devices can move petabytes of data into or out of AWS cloud without network dependency. Snowcone, Snowball, Snowmobile are devices of different configurations and sizes. IAM, Identity and Access Management, secures and controls access to AWS resources. In other words, you can specify who can access what resources under which conditions. Cognito is an authentication, authorization, and user management service. It allows you to easily add user sign up, sign in, and access control to your web and mobile applications. Secrets Manager manages credentials, keys, secrets needed to access resources. Therefore, you do not need to hard-code sensitive information in plain text in your code. You can manage them in Secrets Manager and retrieve them when needed at runtime. It also helps you meet your security and compliance requirements by rotating secrets safely as needed. Web Application Firewall protects web applications or APIs from common web exploits and bots. You can create security rules to control how traffic reaches your web application or APIs. This helps you block common attack patterns like SQL injection, cross-site scripting, and so on. KMS, Key Management Service. It manages keys used to encrypt and digitally sign data. You can define permissions to use the keys and therefore control access to your encrypted data. Shield is a managed distributed denial of service protection. It inspects incoming traffic to your network and can detect malicious traffic like network floods. NACI is a data security and data privacy service. It uses machine learning and pattern matching to discover sensitive data like personally identifiable information, unencrypted or publicly accessible buckets, and so on, so that you can review and take remedial measures. GuardDuty is a threat detection service. It monitors your AWS account and workloads for malicious activity. For example, it can detect API calls from known malicious IP addresses or unusual data access in S3 and so on. It generates actionable alerts which can be integrated with existing workflow or event management systems. Inspector is a vulnerability management service. It continuously scans AWS workloads for unintended network exposure and software vulnerabilities. It helps improve the security and compliance of applications deployed on AWS. Cloud Directory is a directory service. It organizes hierarchies of data along multiple dimensions. It can be used for organization charts, course catalogs, network topology, device registries, and so on. Resource Access Manager can be used to share AWS resources across accounts within your organization or organization units. It helps you securely share the AWS resources that you create in one AWS account with other AWS accounts. Cloud HSM is a hardware security module to generate and use your own encryption keys on cloud. You can integrate it with your applications using industry standard APIs. SQS, Simple Queue Service, is a managed message queue service. Using this highly scalable service, you can exchange messages between software components in an asynchronous manner. SNS, Simple Notification Service, is a managed publish-subscribe service. Using SNS topics, publishers can asynchronously send messages to a large number of subscribers. This service can be used for both application to application and application to person communication. Step Functions is a visual workflow service to automate IT and business processes. You can implement complex workflows as a series of steps. Event Bridge is an event bus to build event-driven applications. It simplifies routing events between your applications, AWS services, or SaaS providers. Routing logic can be implemented using rules. API Gateway manages and secures REST, HTTP, WebSockets APIs. Developers could use API Gateway to create, publish, monitor APIs. It handles authorization, access control, throttling, monitoring, and version management for APIs. As an example, you could expose your microservices to be accessed by clients via an API gateway. AppFlow can be used to transfer data between SaaS applications and AWS. Therefore, you can have SaaS applications like SAP, Salesforce send data to AWS easily without having to write custom API connectors. Filtering, validation can be done as a part of the data flow. AppSync is used to manage and synchronize data in real time across devices and users. It has GraphQL and PubSub API service. With GraphQL APIs, you can query data from multiple sources from a single endpoint. While with PubSub APIs, real-time updates can be sent to clients via WebSockets connections. Managed Workflows for Apache Airflow is an orchestration service for Apache Workflow to set up end-to-end data pipelines without having to manage underlying infrastructure for scaling, availability, and security. MQ is a managed message broker service for Apache Active MQ and RabbitMQ. Message brokers are provisioned, set up, and maintained by AWS, thereby reducing your operational responsibilities. Cloud9 is a cloud-based IDE. You can write, run, and debug your code in your browser. Code Commit is a source control service for Git repositories. It supports standard Git functionality. Code Pipeline automates build, test, and deploy phases of your release. You can model your software release process in this fully managed continuous delivery service. X-Ray is a service used to analyze and debug distributed applications. It provides end-to-end view of user requests as they travel through your application to find root cause of performance issues and errors. CodeStar is used to manage software development projects on AWS. It allows you to set up entire development and continuous delivery, that is, coding, building, testing, and deploying your application code. It comes with a dashboard and tools to manage and track your project. VPC, Virtual Private Cloud, is a virtual network on cloud. It is a logically isolated section of AWS Cloud in which you can launch your AWS resources. It gives you full control over your virtual networking environment with regards to resource placement, connectivity, and security. CloudFront is a content delivery network or a CDN. It speeds up distribution of your web content through geographically distributed edge locations. It supports data compression, edge compute capabilities, and field-level encryption. Private link is used for private connectivity between VPCs, AWS services, and on-premise networks without exposing your traffic to public internet. Elastic Load Balancer distributes network traffic across targets. For example, to achieve scalability, your application may be hosted on multiple EC2 servers. Load Balancer can distribute incoming user requests across these servers. AWS provides various kinds of load balancers like application, network, classic, and gateway load balancer. Route 53 is a domain name service. It routes end user requests to internet applications. You can register domain names with the service and customize routing policies. Cloud WAN is used to build and manage global wide area networks. This allows you to unify your AWS and on-premise networks and view the entire network on a single dashboard. You can connect your branch offices, data centers, and Amazon VPCs to build a global network easily. Global Accelerator is used to direct end user traffic to your applications via optimal regional endpoints based on health, client location, and policies that you configure. This improves availability and provides faster access to your application to users around the world. Transit Gateway is a central hub to connect VPCs and on-premise networks. It acts like a cloud router, simplifies your network architecture, and reduces operational costs. It controls how traffic is routed between connected networks using route tables. OpenSearch is a search and analytics service. It is successor to Amazon's Elasticsearch service. You can ingest, search, and analyze data. Example use cases could be log analytics, real-time application monitoring, clickstream analysis, and so on. EMR, Elastic Map Reduce, can be used for large-scale distributed data processing using analytics frameworks. It is a big data platform for large-scale distributed data processing jobs using analytics frameworks such as Apache Spark, Apache Hive, or Presto. Athena can be used to analyze data in S3 using SQL. Instead of writing ETL jobs to prepare your data for analysis, simply define the schema of data in S3 and start querying using standard SQL. Kinesis is a family of services that can collect, process, and analyze real-time streaming data like video, audio, application logs, clickstreams, IoT telemetry data, and so on. It provides specialized services for this. Kinesis data streams, Kinesis data firehose, Kinesis data analytics, and Kinesis video streams. Redshift is a cloud data warehouse. It is a database that can analyze very large amounts of data using SQL queries. QuickSight is a business intelligence service on AWS to get business insights, build visualizations, dashboards, and perform ad hoc analysis on data. Glue is an ETL service to prepare data for analysis. You can categorize, enrich, cleanse, format, and move data across data stores and streams for further analytics, machine learning, and application development. Data pipeline is an ETL service to automate movement and transformation of data between AWS services as well as on-premise data sources. It is a workflow service to process complex data processing workloads. While this service may look similar to AWS Glue, note that data pipeline launches EMR cluster in your account to process your job at each scheduled interval, while this is not the case with Glue. Lake formation is used to set up data lakes for storing raw and prepared data for analysis. AWS Lake Formation sets up data lakes with S3 as primary storage platform. A data lake is a central repository of large quantities of varied structured and unstructured data. Typically, after ingesting data in a data lake, it would be cleaned, enriched, and prepared for further analysis using queries, machine learning, visualization, and so on. FinSpace is a data management and analytics service for financial services industry. You can catalog, store, and manage data according to common concepts in financial service industry like asset class and instrument type. Data access controls help you meet your regulatory compliance requirements. Managed blockchain is used to create and manage scalable blockchain networks. This allows network members to transact on a distributed immutable ledger. Thus, multiple parties can record verified and secure transactions without the need for a trusted central authority. It supports popular blockchain frameworks like Hyperledger Fabric and Ethereum. Quantum Ledger Database or QLDB is a fully managed ledger database. It provides transparent, immutable, cryptographically verifiable transaction log. In other words, it can provide complete and verifiable history of data changes in an application. An important difference between managed blockchain and QLDB is that QLDB has a centralized design, allowing transactions to happen without the requirement of a multi-party consensus. Meanwhile, managed blockchain has a decentralized design. Chime is a communication service for voice, video, chat, and screen sharing. It has common collaboration tools to conduct meetings without the need to manage the underlying infrastructure. Connect is a contact center on cloud. You can use it to provide voice and chat support to your customers. It supports routing, queuing, IVR automation, chatbots, and analytics. WorkDocs is a content collaboration service on cloud. You can use it to create, edit, and share content which is stored centrally on AWS. It also allows you to collaboratively edit documents with users across organizations. Pinpoint is a marketing communication service that facilitates communication with your customers over channels like email, voice, SMS, or push notifications. You can design and run campaigns visually through the console and view metrics like opens and clicks to understand success of your communications. CloudWatch monitors cloud resources, applications, and services by gathering, monitoring, and operational data in the form of metrics, logs, and events. Therefore, you can detect abnormal behavior in your environments, set alarms, visualize logs and metrics, and take automated actions. CloudFormation is an infrastructure as a code service that allows you to model, provision, and manage AWS resources using templates written as YAML or JSON files. CloudTrail is used to track user activity and API usage by monitoring and recording account activity. It helps identify security incidents from CloudTrail events like unauthorized access. It is important to understand the difference between CloudWatch and CloudTrail. CloudWatch is a monitoring service that gives insight into performance and health of AWS resources and applications, while CloudTrail logs AWS account activity and API usage for risk auditing, monitoring, and compliance. Service Catalog allows you to manage catalogs of services approved for use on AWS. You can control what IT services and versions are available for use and by whom within your organization. This helps you meet your governance and compliance requirements. Control Tower is used to manage multi-account AWS environment with best practices blueprints and guardrails or high-level rules for governance. It has an integrated dashboard to view provision accounts and account level status for guardrail compliance. Lex is an AI service to build conversational interfaces with voice or text. This NLP or natural language processing service can help you build chatbots, virtual contact center agents, and interactive voice response. SageMaker is a managed machine learning service. You can use it to build, train, and deploy machine learning models. It provides all components used for machine learning in a single toolset, thereby reducing effort and cost. Comprehend is a natural language processing service for text analysis that uses machine learning to extract insights from text in documents, emails, social media feeds, etc. An example use case could be to do a sentiment analysis on customer support requests. Recognition is an image and video analysis service that uses machine learning. It provides pre-trained and customizable computer vision capabilities to extract information and insights from images and videos. An example use case could be to detect potentially unsafe or unwanted content across images and videos. Transcribe is an audio to text service that uses machine learning models. This is useful in creating meeting notes, subtitles for your video, and so on. Translate is a language text translation service that can be used to localize content for websites, enable cross-lingual communication between users in real time, and so on. Poly is a text-to-speech service that turns text into lifelike speech using deep learning, thus allowing you to create speech-enabled applications. With AppStream, you can access desktop applications from anywhere. You can move companies' applications from your physical devices to AWS Cloud. Such applications can then be accessed over HTML5 browser as software as a service. This is a non-persistent desktop and application service. Workspaces are persistent cloud-based virtual desktops that can act as a replacement for traditional desktops. In other words, it is a desktop virtualization service for Windows and Linux that you can access from any supported device. Example use case could be that contact center agents can work from anywhere in a secure, easy way. Amplify is a toolset to build front-end web and mobile apps. It consists of libraries, a studio that offers visual development environment, and a CLI to help you with quick app development. Device Farm is an application testing service to test on a range of browsers and real mobile devices without having to provision or manage the testing infrastructure. It can generate videos and logs to help you identify issues with your application. Location service can be used to add geospatial and location functionality to applications. Functionality such as maps, routing, tracking, geofencing, geocoding, and so on. IoT Core is used to connect your devices to AWS Cloud Services in a secure manner using your preferred communication protocol like MQTT, MQTT over WSS, HTTPS, and so on. You can securely transmit messages to and from your IoT devices such as sensors, embedded devices, and your applications with high throughput and low latency. IoT Greengrass is an edge runtime and cloud service to build, deploy, and manage device software, thereby extending cloud capabilities to local devices. Thus, devices can collect and analyze data closer to the source of information, react to local events, and communicate securely with each other on local networks. IoT One-Click is a service that enables simple devices to trigger AWS Lambda functions. Such devices enable you to perform actions such as tracking assets, notifying technical support, and replenishing goods, etc. They are ready for use out of the box and eliminate the need for writing your own firmware for secure connectivity. IoT Things Graph is used to build IoT applications by visually connecting devices and web services. It provides a visual drag and drop interface for connecting and coordinating interactions between various devices and web services. Complex processes, workflows can be represented this way. It can coordinate these interactions using required protocol or unit translation. IoT Events is used to detect and respond to events from IoT sensors and applications. It enables you to monitor your device fleets or equipment for changes in operation or failures and trigger actions when such events occur. RoboMaker is a robotics simulation service that provides an integrated set of software and services to develop, test, and deploy intelligent robotics applications at scale.